Hello, today we're going to look at transforming data. So if I have some data, I'm just pick some points, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 15, and 20. I could find the median, mean, range, all these values, and fill them in. Now if I have a new value where I take each of these values and I multiply it by 2 and add 3, I just have a new set of values here where I did that. And so now we can find these values for that. If you want, feel free to do it on your calculator, but I just did it right here. So we have all the values. Now we want to compare and see what we can see. So there's some things that are easier to see, like if I take 17 to 34, that's just multiplying by 2. I'm just multiplying by 2. Just multiplying by 2. This one, I'm not multiplying by 2. So if you take this and divide it by that, you would find out that you're actually multiplying by 4. Now when we have our mean and median, it doesn't just multiply by 2. If I multiply this by 2, I'd get to 16. I'd have to add 3 more. So here we're multiplying by 2 and then adding 3. Over here, we're multiplying by 2 and then adding 3, just like the formula says. However, from all these measures of spread don't do what the measures of center do. So let's try to generalize that. So say I have a function and I'm going to transform this using the function a plus bx. Now the new median is going to be a plus the b times the old median. Do median old. The new mean is going to be a plus b times the old mean. However, the range isn't affected by that a. It's just the b that is affected. So I'm going to do b times my old range. And that's the same thing with my IQR. B times old IQR. And standard deviation. B times my old standard deviation. And variance. Now variance, we went from 2 to 4, which is actually b squared, which makes sense with variation being standard deviation squared. So b squared times the old variance. Now the reason why this happens is if I have a data set when I add a particular number, a, that takes this data and just moves it to the right. And notice when I'm moving this data to the right, it doesn't change the spread at all. It just changes the center. So that's why the a only affects the measures of center. The range, IQR, standard deviation, and variance measure how far the data is spread out. And notice that doesn't change with a movement of a. All right, so when are we going to use this? So if we have a data set and we want to convert the values from inches to centimeters, we're going to have to multiply each data point by 2.54. So how is the mean affected by that conversion? Well, we'll take the mean old times 2.54. How is the variance affected by that conversion? Well, we're going to take 2.54 squared and multiply it by the old variance. And then you'll find a newer variance. Now, here's some Fahrenheit to Celsius ones. If we're going to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, how does that affect the standard deviation? Well, here we're going to have to multiply by our b, which is 9/5. Oops. And notice that adding 32 does not affect the standard deviation. How does it affect the mean? Well, we'll take the old mean and we would multiply it by 9/5, and then we would add 32 to it. All right, now hopefully you can do the onion.